We're back at the Beverly Owens project with Adam
Matak.
because you described your name to me earlier, so I immediately tacked it out of my mind. And you know, when people go into a gallery and they kind of look at the art and they leave, they're called gawkers, but if they buy something, they're called collectors. So I'm getting a sense of a whole bunch of gawkers.
Yeah, a lot of gawkers.
That you've constructed, Doctor.
Or non-gawkers, because they're not looking at it. As you see, they're all looking away from it.
Yeah, they're all, you know, and it's impossible to sort of get a sense of exactly who these personalities are, because they're a lot like when I was, you know, trying to get a job. I just kept, you know, people just kept seeing the back of their bodies walking away from me. Now this is really interesting because you've constructed these to have a relationship with these paintings that you have going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your process and what your thinking is behind this really vibrant show?
Yeah, they actually they grew out of this series. I wanted to start separating the works and actually make almost like three-dimensional versions of these paintings. So, and I want to start stretching out even further with just using the viewers. But yeah, so we have people in gallery spaces, and I guess a lot of people get hung up on the gallery spaces as well. And it seems a little it's a starting point for me, but I think it connects to wider kind of reaching ideas of, you know, our connectivity with each other, the things around us, things happening in our environment, past, present, future. But they are all kind of vibing off of the ideas that are in the works, that are behind them, in front of them.
You know what? I'm getting I get like a Monopoly or board game kind of feel from this. Like, I just landed on, you know, don't touch the art. Minus $200, you know, 200 art dollars. So there's like a definite character and state of interaction with your typical sort of like gallery or salon or something, sort of in each and every one of these. So it's a really accessible kind of style. Has your style always been this way?
Yeah. For about 10 years now, almost exactly. I started using the marker and the brighter fields of color and the larger scale.
Oh, this is marker.
Yeah, the black line on this is all actually some of my colleagues kind of joke in that I paint kind of backwards, because I paint first and then I draw. So the black line is what I do last on all these pieces.
Don't let the bastards get you down. You just do whatever makes you happy, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We all have our kind of formulas. So yeah, that's about 10 years. I've just been pushing them in different directions. I used to, the last show I had a lot of text in with the works, and I guess these are all relatively textless, save for the shark painting up at the front, where I thought was really interesting because a lot of people, this one's from, I think either the Boston MFA, the Museum of Fine Arts, or actually the National Gallery in Washington, D.C. And watching people watch it, a lot of times people spend more time reading the text on the bottom of it than looking at the painting. So this is the first kind of bunch of paintings I've done without any text. Usually I'll print on the text that may be what the people are thinking, what the painting was thinking, and I've done away with that and kind of simplified some of these works a little bit more. So the text is gone, and got to keep evolving. And now I've eliminated all the background with the wood cutouts here. These are all cut out of wood, and just keep simplifying it to get a little bit more of a stronger piece out of them, or a different piece.
Well, I mean, if when I have my next show and there's not many people there, can I rent these?
Yeah, you can.
You know, it's sort
the
of
surrogate fans. So.
The surrogate fans, I'll just crowd them around one of my pieces,
yeah.
And then put thought bubbles over them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And that should
well, a lot of pictures you'll find online too. If you know, you try to look at Mona Lisa or some paintings there, they'll inevitably have a crowd of heads in front of them as well. So maybe that's more honest to view these works of art with the back of people's heads.
Yeah, and I like the social sort of social referencing to the you know what a gallery is. So a lot of people, my friends, you know, it is a very social thing. Are you going to be there? Mm-hmm. You know, what's going on? What date is it? Okay, maybe I can stop by.
It's so different from a museum, eh? Because in a museum, it's almost like a library. We're hushed, we're quiet. Whereas in a gallery, it's a little bit more festive. We have these openings, and I'm not even sure that museum openings get.
Well, yeah, Michelle and I were talking earlier that, you know, it's kind of there's no admission to, like, you know, small contemporary avant-garde kind of galleries, but people feel a little more intimidated going in, but they have no problems paying admission.
Yeah.
You know, to go into the AGO or National Gallery or something. and they're happily quiet and they're hush and there's no wine or cheese or donuts.
But there's brand names. I've been in galleries and just laughed at people looking at the labels and where is this artist, where is that? Do you have any Van Goghs in this space? So I always kind of laugh as well with some of the brand name art that I put in the background of my work as well.
Okay, yeah, and that's, you know, as being a, you know, I've sat through many dark seminars with art history slides, so these paintings in the background are like an extra special sort of like reference or you know, some are better inside jokes. Is that Daniel in the lion's den over there? The guy's leaning against the painting?
No, that's the red work right there?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's Saturn devouring his children.
Okay.
You know what?
That's boring.
But
Boring.
yeah, the Lions Den would be a good one too. I've been looking at a lot of activity in that one. That's what I really liked about the liberation down there. The green and orange piece was the most activity and violence and nudity and all this activity going on and this overstimulation and this
zoom in on that. You kids at home, I said this before, but you know what makes a great piece of art is the tension in it, right? There's an irresolvable problem of some sort, formal, psychological, and you know, and this is a good example of that. He's yawning with some fantastic scenery going on behind him. There's the tension. That's a problem that can't be resolved. So, you know, my experience, that's what really makes a really good, solid piece of art. What's up next for you? What are your plans? What are you doing?
Well, I want to pump out some more of these figures. It's been gone to canvas for a while, but I'll go back to the figures. I have a couple of shows set up through Southwestern Ontario, and I plan on doing some more of this kind of work with my versions of the painting in the background and more of the figures. So the next little bit's going to be pumping out some more figures and really filling up the space with those as well.
Very cool. Well, please let us know how you work in upcoming shows, and really enjoyed it. Really interested to see what else comes out of that businessman brain of yours.
Great talking to you.
Great, thank you, Adam.